Well, thank you, Stephen, for inviting me to speak with you here this morning, and thank all of you for coming out on this morning. This book came out a year ago this month, and it was the result of really an idea that I had, or what occurred to me, a need where I believe the fundamental cause of the climate crisis is industrialized humans' disconnection from the planet. And I decided I would try to write a book to try to bring people to see in writing, to see these places and hopefully feel them, where the climate crisis is affecting every square inch of the planet now, but places where it is the most obvious and egregious. And I went out into the field in places like the Amazon and the Great Barrier Reef and glaciers in Alaska and glaciers in Glacier National Park and national forests with USGS scientists to see what's happening to all of those different places as a result of the climate crisis, and tried to do my best to write about it in as articulate and personal and emotional way as I could, to try to really bring the situation home to people. Because even here at a conference like this, where most people are acutely aware of the climate crisis, here we are in this room with false light and pumped in air, and it's easy therefore to feel disconnected from what's happening out there in the broader world. And especially right now, we can see the news about what's happening in Australia and see really upsetting footage of what's happening to wildlife there, as well as humans. But even that can still feel kind of far away or over there. And I just want to talk to you today about this in a way that I hope brings it a little bit closer. As Stephen just said, here we are at a health conference, and it's been duly noted that the climate crisis is and will continue to be increasingly so the single biggest threat to human health ever. It affects everything, all of our food, all of our water, the places we live, how we're going to travel, how we're going to do everything from this moment on is going to become increasingly affected by it. Being at a health conference, I spoke at a nurses conference up in Vancouver not too long ago, and I looked up the definition of the verb nurse, and part of it said to give medical and other attention to. And so at a health conference where we're trying to pay particular attention to our bodies and to how they're affected by whatever your primary concern is, it seems like paying attention to this crisis and to how it affects us is paramount. I included a quote in my book from the Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh, and he reminded us of the value of just in being present with what's happening to the planet. He said, quote, "When your beloved is suffering, you need to recognize her suffering, anxiety, and worries. And just by doing that, you already offer some relief." And I think all of us have experienced that whenever we've been sick, and having just a friend or a loved one either sit with us or just acknowledge our pain and our suffering, it helps. It lightens the load a little bit. And I believe that that's possible even to the greater planet right now.